What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we are going to give you 5 reasons, 5 opportunities, 5 simple things Disney could do to at least start repairing the Star Wars fandom. These are not complicated. These are not things that are unrealistic. These are things that I truly believe are possible, even though it's not probable that Disney would actually do something like this. Now, I'm not going to get into fire Kathleen Kennedy, fire Ryan Johnson. I've done enough videos of that on that topic. I'll continue to do videos on that topic as long as it is relevant. But I'm going to talk about things that I just genuinely feel like if we woke up tomorrow morning, we heard this, it's realistic, it's something that we could actually imagine happening. And if this happened, I believe it would cure the heavy majority of the Star Wars fan base's anger. I'm not saying it's going to take everything away. I'm just saying if we heard these 5 things, it would make us excited again, at least in my opinion, so you can tell me what you think. So the first thing is first, acknowledge mistakes were made within The Last Jedi. Just acknowledge it. You don't have to write the movie off. You don't have to call it an abomination. You don't have to say that the people that like it are dumb. Nothing like that. Acknowledge that there is a significant portion of the fan base that didn't like the movie. And then also acknowledge that there's a significant other portion of the fan base that did like the movie. And just acknowledge that you hear these things. And acknowledge that you're going to address them moving forward. And just say, hey, we know that there is this group that likes it, this group that didn't like it. And we are listening, and we want to continue to hear your voices and hear your opinions on what we're doing. So please continue to talk to us, and we are going to work our butts off to try and give you the best Star Wars product moving forward. My God, how could anybody get mad at that? How could anybody get mad at that? I think that would be a huge positive direction for them to move. And yeah, I mean, it's a lot better than calling people white supremacist and sexist, don't you think? To just say, hey, we're actually listening to you because you actually spend your money on our product and we're going to listen to you because you're a customer. Next, number 2. Announce that the EU is going to be heavily focused on moving forward from a creative standpoint. Acknowledge that you know that there are amazing characters and amazing stories within the EU, and you know that the fan base would love to see a lot of these characters honored respectfully. Do that. Blend these characters into these live-action movies, and I think that you're going to make a lot of people happy. Now, I am someone that actually supported the idea of getting rid of the EU simply from a standpoint of a creative standpoint to not have your hands tied to a lot of that stuff. But clearly, in hindsight, Disney completely screwed this all up, completely. I figured that they were going to be picking and choosing a lot more from the EU, and they clearly did not. And, you know, what can you do? All you can do is say, I really got that one wrong. So Disney, focus on the EU. Focus on the EU characters. Focus on the EU stories. This is going to be a huge win within the Star Wars community if you're willing to do it. And simultaneously announce a Knights of the Old Republic film series. Not a film, but a series, like a trilogy. Do that. I promise you, people are going to be happy with that announcement. Number 3, delay and rewrite Episode 9. Delay and rewrite this movie because nobody is excited for it. It is not, as of right now, the enthusiasm for this movie is so low. Not as low as Solo was. I didn't even mean for that to happen, but it's so bad. Do I think the movie's going to do Solo numbers? No, it's still going to do more than Solo, but right now I feel like Episode 9 is definitely going to do under $1 billion. It's definitely going to do under $1 billion, and that's a problem. That's going to be a catastrophic problem. So you need to delay Episode 9 right now. You need to delay it for probably a full year. I don't care what kind of plans that's going to mess up for you. You have made these problems. You made your bed, lay in it. Delay Episode 9, blow it up, rewrite it. If you want to fire JJ, I'm sure a lot of people would love to hear that too. Fire JJ and get somebody else on there, but I said this isn't a fire video, and plus you know I'm a fan of JJ Abrams. But yeah, you gotta delay it. You gotta delay it and you gotta rewrite it. You gotta blow this thing up. You've gotta send a signal to the fan base to say, we know we've messed up. We are delaying this and we are going back to the drawing board. That would be a significant jump in morale for the fan base. Now, next here is number 4. Number 4, market and sell original trilogy and prequel merchandise. How hard is this? Why is this so difficult? Why do we go into stores and see Rose and Holdo and Jenna Urso and a bunch of characters we don't care about? Why do we see these characters? Nobody's buying them. Nobody's buying Finn. Nobody. Nobody's even buying the new Luke Skywalker figures because nobody likes what you've done with Luke. Like, it's so bad. Why wouldn't you, like, go to eBay, do a search of Ahsoka's characters, or her figures. Do a search of that. Look how much it costs to get just a basic Black Series Ahsoka figure. Why? Because she's a beloved character, and we can't find her in stores. If you did a run of Ahsoka characters, I promise you they would fly off the shelves. It would be incredible. But yes, embrace the original trilogy. Embrace the prequel era. Why is this so hard for you? I go to Walt Disney World and I see all of the marketing. Now, I'm not saying there's no original trilogy stuff. I'm not. What I'm saying, though, is the original trilogy stuff is so scarce compared to all of the new stuff that you're pushing that nobody's buying, and I don't understand it. People love the original trilogy. People love the prequel trilogy. People would go and they would buy Anakin figures, they would buy Obi-Wan figures, they would buy Ahsoka, they would buy Grievous, they would buy all of these figures, and I don't understand why you wouldn't do this. You do that and you're showing the fan base that we acknowledge that there is amazing history and amazing lore in the past, and we're not trying to kill it. We're trying to acknowledge it, and we're trying to honor it, and we're trying to respect it. I guarantee you that would go a long way within the fandom. Last but not least, number 5. Hashtag save the Clone Wars. Bring the Clone Wars back. Nobody is excited for Resistance. Nobody. You're utilizing Dave Filoni and his amazing talents on this Star Wars Resistance show that nobody is excited about. We were all excited for whatever was coming after Rebels when we saw that season finale of Rebels. Now, once we heard that announcement, how underwhelming was that? Like, that was so underwhelming. So bring back the Clone Wars. Finish the Clone Wars out. Give Filoni whatever budget he needs. Let him bring that animation back, that world, those characters, that lore, the amazing character development, the amazing storytelling. It was all so good. Clone Wars ended in Season 5. You do have the lost episodes, but after Season 5, which I was okay with it, I didn't really have a problem with it. I thought it ended beautifully and wonderfully, and it left your mind to just wonder so much. But bring it back and finish it properly. Now, those are my 5 reasons or 5 things that I think Disney could announce tomorrow morning that would ignite the Star Wars fan base universally, nearly. I want to know your thoughts. How do you feel about this? Also, let me give you a bonus because I just thought about this as I finalized this list. I just thought of something else. Here's a bonus point for you. Star Wars video games. Announce narrative-driven Star Wars video games. You have the resources. You have all the money. You can make this happen. Give us things like Shadows of the Empire. Give us things like Knights of the Old Republic. What are you doing? Like, okay, now as someone that loved Battlefront 2015 and 2017, and this is my problem with the pro-Last Jedi crowd, is they seem to believe if you don't like their movie, you're a racist and a sexist. They can't think that they can't even fathom that there are actual valid reasons why someone would hate this movie. They are so caught up in their wokeness that they just think you're a racist and a sexist if you hate the movie. I've never understood why people have that process where they can't accept others' opinions. Battlefront, I loved both of them, but I acknowledge that the Star Wars fan base, by many, many numbers, did not like those games. Now, there are different reasons why they didn't like those games. You can go and look at the 2015 where it didn't have a campaign. It was very basic. A lot of people thought it was Battlefield wrapped in a Star Wars skin. 2017, when the trailer played, I think everybody was excited. You were blending all 3 eras together. And then we all know the loot crates and the loot boxes and the pay to play, and it was a disaster. The campaign wasn't that great. So announce Star Wars video games that are narrative driven, like The Force Unleashed. Do things like this. I mean, you have all of the connections, you have the resources. Why are you not making this happen? I know Respawn is working on a Star Wars video game right now. I'm very excited about it. Make an announcement of 3 or 4 Star Wars games, narrative driven. Don't give us the online multiplayer, narrative-driven stuff that builds the lore, builds the canon, and just gives us something that we feel is adding to the universe. So anyway, those are my 5 things that Disney could announce with a bonus number 6. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.